Well, it is obvious that the APC is actually getting tired of this Chicago State University saga, as it is causing them a lot of disgrace, and they're finding it difficult to defend the president. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters here at Onim TV. Still bringing you update as to what is happening, because you see, you might say, okay, why is it just this and that we are following up? We are following up because you see, we must rid our country of all the the tarnished images, I mean, of our nation. Nigerians can hardly get to any country in the world where there will be no kind of side look like keep your bag o. That's a Nigerian beside you there. Don't let them steal your bag. Say, who was that called you? Is he a Nigerian? Ah, that's dangerous. So you know that kind of thing. If we cannot certify, if our president, our leader, our head, our father cannot come out openly to say that this is who I am, these are my credentials, whether correct or not correct, whether this or not, and we keep going back and forth in the court as if we are trying to play Ludo with the leadership of a nation, it's not, there is no honor in it, for crying out loud. Kò sí iyì kankan ńbẹ̀. We are being disgraced all over the world. People are watching us. The world is watching. In fact, those who are not up to us are beginning to make a jest of us, making fun of us. So we've got to do the right thing. And until we do that, look at what Peter Obi said. Of course, you might say, okay, because he's in the opposition. It's not a matter of being in the opposition. He said it's not about going to woo investors. You don't need to woo investors. You now start wasting money, traveling from so and so, moving around, wasting our money, flying around, saying you are wooing investment. Put your economy in shape, and you will see investors begging to come in. It's like using your visa to, it's like using Nigeria visa to beg our foreigners. Look at the rate at which we jump out of that our students run out of the country to go and school abroad. Even these politicians have their children abroad in schools. Have you ever sat down to think about it? How many foreigners send their children to school in Nigeria? How many of them compared to the ones that go from here? People go out of their way, spend everything they have to find their way out of the country. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And I think it's high time that we get to the bottom of all these matters so that we can begin a growth process, a progressive process. It's not all about going around wooing investors and packaging lies for ourselves. The last time the president went to Dubai and suddenly a news emerged that Dubai has lifted the ban on Nigerian visas. Was that true? Have we done a fact check? That wasn't true. Because up till now, ban on visa to Dubai is still on. It's still on. What are we doing? What has been done about the Emirates flights? What has been done about that? I think it's all about Nigeria getting better. Things are getting tougher, by the way, by the day. In the last speech that the president gave, thinking June, and then he said that he knows that we are going through tough times. He said he knows that he wished there was another route to take, but this is the only route that he knows. I think there are other people who know better routes to take than further deeping us into further issues and problems as a nation. Unfortunately, it is the masses that are suffering it. We are the ones that always pay the price. We are the ones that always sacrifice while they enjoy as leaders. They turn the template of leadership upside down. The template of good leadership. Good leadership is all about service. They serve the people. But here, we serve the leaders. Nigerians serve the leaders. We are the ones that sacrifice. Instead of cutting down on governments, cutting down on our expenses, yet they increase their own salaries and they keep having meetings about the salaries of those who are in the lower cadre. For how long do we continue like this? And we look forward to growing. Okay, now let's move on. A chieftain, an APC chieftain from Rivers State, Eze Chukwuemeka Eze, has urged President Bola Tinubu to allow Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party to have access to his academic records at the Chicago State University. Eze, a loyalist of Rotimi Amechi, the former Minister of Transportation, made the comment while reacting to the alleged identity theft Atiku was pursuing against Tinubu in U.S. court. Other Rivers State chieftain maintained Tinubu would free himself from global infamy and save APC members from disgrace if Atiku had access to his academic records at the CSU. In an interview he granted with the Sun, credit to the Sun, the APC chieftain in Rivers State said President Tinubu would save the members of the ruling party, disgrace, would save them the disgrace and the shame with which they have been robbed, and free himself from the looming global bad record if he allowed Atiku to have access to his academic records at the Chicago State University. Things would just simmer and pipe down. Nigerians get to understand, things. We have this way of, okay, let him go, just leave him alone. But for as long as you keep proving that you want to show us, we too want to show you. We too want to prove. We too have something to prove. And that is the way it is. And that's, fortunately, people keep, trying to, what you say they will not know, they will eventually know. We will eventually know. We will eventually know. But the former National Publicity Secretary of the defunct New PDP and member Rotimi Amechi camp in the APC made a comment while reacting to the alleged identity fraud about President Bola Tinubu's academic record in the university. Eze, a known loyalist of the former Minister of Transportation, who contested against President Tinubu for the APC presidential tickets during the primaries or the party's primaries in 2023, said that the president is hiding under the privacy rights of the United States, which is extended to his academic records as well. According to Eze, Tinubu keeping his academic record was a ploy to frustrate any investigation into his claim that he graduated from CSU, where the certificate he submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission was issued. Where his comment reads in parts, but the court, in his wisdom, ruled that the interest of Atiku Abubakar in obtaining Tinubu's record from CSU outweighs that is Tinubu's privacy rights, because by submitting his diploma to INEC, he has put his certificates to issue. In other words, he has put it to limelight. He has put it to the public. So why shouldn't it be submitted? Why shouldn't it be, shouldn't people have access to it? Well, I hope we get to the bottom of this in no time. Even though, concerning that we might have slammed Atiku will be supporter of Tinubu's certificates. The Minister of War, Senator David Umahi, has reacted to the ongoing legal battle of President Bola Tinubu over his academic records at the Chicago State University. Umahi has asked supporters of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi not to make a fuse about the situation. He noted that there was no reason for Tinubu to suffer the condemnation based on his antecedent as a successful politician. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, Nigeria's Minister for Works, David Umahi, as such supporters of the People's Democratic Party and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, also Atiku Abubakar, to refrain from relentless battle with President Bola Tinubu, as reported by the Vanguard. Umahi stated this on Tuesday in Abuja, September 26, while unveiling his ministry's policy direction. Well, I don't know what Chicago State University has to do with policy direction that has to do with I don't know what that has to do with Ministry of Works, and that's why people don't just mind their business and then it just mess things up. Umahi stated that the demand for Tinubu's Chicago State University academic record was unnecessary, judging that his record as a public official stands him out among his peers. I think he should also, if he hasn't, or he should also be checked. I think if we check properly, then we probably will find out more things than we already do. If we are doing this with the president, the sitting president, and we are getting what we are getting today, we are having what we are having today. we probably will still have some other things to see or some other, new things to hear. Well, this President Bola Tinubu, he said he's a man who is the answer to the prayers of Nigerians to God. Well, this is a man who has passed through all the stages. Look at his appointment in the FCT, works, ministry, finance, and all others. This president is the last hope for this country. Really? Okay, now we are getting there. His renewed hope and agenda needs the support of all of us, all those articulated and obedient. Let them bring their principals who filed WAEC certificates. What did they score? They are challenging someone who is an A student. Then he should bring the A certificate to the forefront. Let us see what he said he had. We have seen what some people filed and what they had and what they have done. Okay, let's see what if somebody scored an A. I think the person should be proud. I mean, should be proud enough to show for what he has scored or what he. I mean, don't you think I'm right? Yes, if you have scored an A, if you're an A student, if you're a first class student, I don't see any reason why you should be hiding your certificate. In any case, we'll look at that and see. We'll come back to that and see how it all pans out. Well, a lot of people have been finding it difficult to defend this whole thing because they just keep coming out from one angle and getting, into something else. Because the moment you try and defend this, you just find yourself, meddling into something else, which of course could raise dusts that you probably would not want to calm down. Well, this is still serious matters here at ONIF TV. I'm sure you are ready and you want to drop your comment. Please do that, and also don't forget to share our videos with others. This is still serious matters here at ONIF TV. We would appreciate your opinions. We're always open to that. Thank you very much for always watching. And of course, keep watching and keep sharing. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you.